I can recreate that.
You nailed it. What a weirdo.
Totally. I love it.
Good morning. Rock here.
Nancy here.
Mariah Carey.
The weirdo is in the house.
Nancy Carey in the house. Do it again.
Come on, you put that song on, I'm like, oh my god, this brings my inner teenage years back
Inner
to
Mariah, you're on fire. Come on.
Oh my god.
Come on.
You have a secret fantasy you want to tell us?
About Mariah Carey?
Yeah.
Oh, come on. I think
You a Mariah Carey fan?
Wow. Fan of... No.
No.
I'm not going to say anything. This
No?
show's supposed to
Keep
be
it PG.
family friendly.
Yes,
Nope.
yes. Absolutely. How's everybody doing?
How is
Oh my
everybody
goodness,
doing?
it's
Come on.
Wednesday. It's
Everybody
a beautiful
alive?
day. It's a snowy day.
We have snow here in
I'm
Ottawa.
so excited.
Yeah,
oh my goodness. It would look like a white blanket all
It was
over
brand new.
the
When
city.
I went to the gym this morning, it was brand new.
It was,
The
it
snow
must have
was
been fun to
brand new.
just run in that, right? Like it's
Well, yes, but it's also risque.
risky.
Slippery.
Is it slippery?
Well, some places you
Yeah.
don't know where the ice is and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
So
But hey, man, it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas, and I'm enjoying every moment of it.
we're in Canada.
We're in Canada, and I'm
So
loving
this is what it is, right?
I'm
We're-
getting myself ready this year. My plan is to get some cross country skis.
Yeah.
And we have trails just right here. I found this out like last week, and I was like
Flabbergasted.
so intensely happy because
I
it
mean,
was
listen.
like, oh my god.
We have snow every year
Yeah.
at around this time.
Right.
If you're depressed by that, maybe you're in the wrong place. Where have you been the last
We live in a great
the
country.
whole life?
Oh
Your
my
whole
God.
life. Have you not
We live-
noticed snow every year at around this time?
Yeah.
So don't be depressed by that. Embrace it.
But we're jumping ahead of ourselves a little bit.
Are we?
That's part of the stress management tips that I want to talk about.
Oh well.
Yeah, so
Whatever.
we're gonna save that bit for the end. But for now,
Yeah.
how is your challenge doing? Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Health and wellness is what it's all about.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah?
It's like pudding.
Oh, it's amazing.
I love it.
Why did I get Vitamix a long time ago? Because it wasn't a good deal.
You had a really good deal.
I had a really great deal. Anyway,
5-figure discount. What? No, we didn't steal it. Come on.
so no, I actually worked my butt off for it.
Oh, we.
I went to go work a whole day at Chantal's place and clean the whole place up.
Oh well.
That was part of my deal.
I'll let you go.
Okay, right. Anyway,
Anyway.
how is your challenge doing? How are you managing your stress this week? It's very important
Are you
that we
managing
focus
your
on
stress?
this because
Are you rubbing your earlobes?
you can eat all the kale you want in the world, but if you're not managing your stress properly, doesn't necessarily mean that you're ahead in life.
Doesn't mean you're healthier.
Doesn't mean you're necessarily healthier. So it's
So if
very
you wanna-
important to manage your stress.
Yes, if you want to really be healthy, you have to have the holistic approach to it.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Life is like a circle,
Oh my god.
not like a square with 4 corners. Circle. Remember that movie?
Yeah.
Anyways,
Oh, gosh.
you got to do the physical stuff,
The
the
emotional
mental
stuff,
which
the
is the
spiritual
emotional,
stuff.
the spiritual stuff,
Right.
the mindset. It's all part of the
Yeah.
circle.
Okay.
You know?
So today is about talking about how stress affects your metabolism. I'm going to explain to you how in greater details because people are like, okay, I get it. Stress kills. Stress affects us physically. Stress affects us mentally.
But how?
But it really also affects
what does
your
it really
waistline. And I've created this amazing online course in regards to all of
Insert
this.
plug.
Always, of course. I want people to know about this course because I've put all of my knowledge, my experience, my wisdom into this course, all my energy, and to make sure to provide you guys with great value, great incentive, great
Come on. It's so
education.
good. It's
Because
so
with
good.
great education and guidance, you can bring your health and wellness to the next level. So today is
She's living proof.
well, thank you. So yeah, talking about how your stress, ongoing stress. I mean, the thing is, when you're living in chronic state of stress, it will affect many aspects of your health and your well-being. But
100%.
you can live in like living in a state of stress in short bursts at a time is actually healthy for us. But when we
Yep.
live in that state for a long period of time, then that's when it starts to affect your gut, your
It's
metabolism.
It's like a drag car
Yeah.
racing.
Right.
You do quarter miles. Balls to the wall for like 9 seconds. And then they park the car. They don't just keep going.
No, it's true. It's true.
The motor will explode. You know,
Yeah.
it's not meant for that. It's the same thing with your body. You are able to handle, and actually is beneficial for you to handle amounts of stress,
Yeah,
whether it's
absolutely.
physical, mental, spiritual.
Right.
But then you're supposed to go back to your state of homeostasis.
Yes.
Status?
Stasis.
Stasis?
Stasis.
Homeostasis.
Yeah.
Anyways, you're
Yeah.
supposed to go back to your balance,
Right.
find your center,
Yeah.
your chi.
Yeah. So share with us what have you been doing this week.
Yeah.
Really, the way it works is that when you're experiencing chronic stress,
Mm-hmm.
you produce adrenaline and cortisol.
That's
so
not good.
The
Well,
cortisol,
long term, not good.
exactly. Like first, you experience adrenaline. You produce adrenaline to prepare yourself to fight or flight,
Mm-hmm.
and then once that is run out, then you experience chronic fatigue because your adrenal glands are no longer sustained. Like they can no longer sustain the amount of adrenaline.
That's the dry car, right?
Yeah, and then it starts to produce cortisol. And the cortisol's job is to slow down your metabolism because it thinks it needs to preserve any extra energy in case of a period of starvation, because your body doesn't know the difference between like, okay, you're like really like freaked out, you're stressed out to the max. What like is this because like there's no
food left?
because your brain is designed for you to survive, so in order to survive you need food, you need shelter.
It's
It's amazing
incredible.
how it works.
It's incredible.
Yeah, it's incredible.
And we only use like 10%, not even.
I know.
It's incredible.
Thank God. I don't want to
God.
use much more than that.
No, if I had any more brain power, I think my head would explode.
It's so
You ever
true.
see that? It would just.
It's so true.
Yeah.
So then what happens is that it affects our metabolism,
Mm-hmm.
and then we start to gain weight, and then we're like, oh my God, like I'm gaining weight, I'm going to go on a diet. And then diets usually include eating less,
Yeah.
which confirms to the body that there is a period of starvation, so your cortisol slows down your metabolism
And it
even more.
keeps all the nutrients and the energy and the whatever it is
Yeah.
stored in your cells. You're going to become fat.
Yeah, exactly.
Usually.
Yeah, because well, that's another reason why we gain weight is because when we don't use that energy, it gets stored into
That's
fat.
right, that's right.
So
I think it's super important for you listening to consider this advice from me personally wisely. Every day, do something physical that will bring you to a sweat.
yeah,
Now, I'm not saying you have to, get to a certain point where then you have to mop the whole house because you sweat so much. But get yourself to a sweat. Your shirt's starting to get sweaty, and then you're done. Because there's something about pushing your body to its limit that's not only beneficial for your body itself, but also for your mind.
Oh, yeah.
Because it does release all those good hormones, like
yeah,
you said.
endorphins.
And it makes you feel real good and like you've accomplished something.
Yeah, dopamine and endorphins.
And if you can measure what you're doing, so you ran 100 meters, let's just say you start off with that, you ran 100 meters, and then the next day you ran 150 meters, and you keep measuring what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
See, when I go to the gym, I'm always putting more weight. In everything I do, I always try to say, well, okay, I did that last time, I'm gonna put a bit more. Even if I can only do one or two reps,
Yeah.
it's still just the act of saying, wow, I did more, I'm stronger, that's
yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
It's a good thing. You gotta
Yeah.
push yourself at least once a day physically to that point.
It goes a long way because I've even noticed the shift in your mood because when you were working out with those bands,
I was getting pissed off.
you were like not achieving like your ideal goal.
No, it's because the bands,
You were limited. You were limited.
there's like 5 bands. They got the yellow one, they got the green one, they got the red one. Anyways, you tie them all together, and it's still not enough,
They
right?
were snapping.
And they were snapping. I'm
Yeah.
like, great, less resistance. That's all I need.
Yeah. You were getting more angry, and now
Yeah.
you come home from the gym. You're energized. You're in a good mood, and then it pours over to the rest of the household. Everybody gets in a good mood and everything, and it's amazing. I love that. So that is one way. Like we're gonna talk about stress management tips
I
now.
got off on a bit of a tangent
No,
there.
it's fine.
My apologies.
No, it's fine. That's part of the stress management tips.
Yeah.
But the biggest thing is I'm going to talk about how we live a box life. And that's part of the reasons why we have high levels of stress.
Word.
What I mean by that is because we don't spend little to no time outside. So
That's
we
true.
basically, when we wake up, we either look at our box, our phones, and we live in reactivity and reaction because we react to everything that we see on social media and everything.
I can't believe he said that. Oh,
It's, yeah, so
I'm
instead of
guilty
being
of that, too.
proactive and just start your day with a good morning routine, you work out, you meditate, you journal, whatever that looks like for you, but instead of looking at your phone right away, take some time for you. And then what happens is that because we have these devices that we really live in these boxes, and also we live in our house, which is a box, and then we drive in a box car in a box, and then we go into
Another
our
box,
office
or work.
which is a box. And
Unless
then,
if you're working outside, but still.
yeah, of course. I mean, I'm just generally speaking
Yeah, of
here
course.
for most of us. So if we take that time, like 30 minutes to spend time outside, like what I like about living here is that I get to walk to work. So even just walking to work and back home, at least I'm
10, 15
kind of
minutes.
like, it liberates me in a way because I'm not living in that short period of time in a box life.
Yeah.
So and a little goes a long way. I mean, 15 minutes spent outside, and I know like
Yes.
it's probably cold or dark.
I've always said
early
this. Yeah, if you're not sure how to start physical fitness, the first thing you can do is go for a walk. You got
Yeah.
a pair of boots, don't you? Or a pair of shoes or whatever. Just get dressed and go for a walk.
Yeah, because once you overcomplicate
Say hello
it,
to people.
Yeah.
Wow, what a
yeah,
concept.
I know. Once you overcomplicate things, then you'll just get discouraged or
Yeah.
overwhelmed and you won't do it. So really keeping it simple if you're just starting out.
Yeah.
Just going to play outside. Like
That's right. Just go
play
outside.
back-
I go to the gym personally because I've been doing it for 20 years. I'm like a natural. Now.
Yeah.
I'm in my element.
Right.
I know what
Right.
to do. I don't even have to keep track of what I do anymore. I just remember.
Right.
I've been doing it for so long.
Well, yeah, exactly. So that's the thing. I mean, if you can take just a helpful tip today is to spend some time outside. If you can't spend some time outside, like everybody has a lunch that maybe you can go for like 10-minute walk,
Just 10
5
minutes.
minute walk, and then come back and have your lunch. Or
Yeah,
if
whether
you
it's
can, if
10
you have
minutes.
the means to walk to work and back, or if
Exactly.
you can park a little further and then walk to work, type of thing. Like just to spend a little bit more time, fresh air, vitamin D as much as you can. Because
Yeah.
at this time of year we are lacking vitamin D, which is essential for our mental health
Yeah.
and all of that. So
Your skin is like a solar panel.
yeah, all
You
the
need
little
the sun.
tips that you guys can do that will help alleviate your stress,
Specifically in Canada.
alleviate your cortisol levels, your adrenaline levels,
Yeah.
and all those things is very crucial for your
And
health
whether
and
it's
well-being.
10 minutes
Yeah.
or 10 miles, it's still beneficial.
Oh my God,
Just
yeah.
get out there.
Yeah,
Do
absolutely.
something.
Yeah.
You know?
So we're gonna wrap it up. with a
Wrap
little bit
it
of
up.
Mariah. Yeah.
We do the as always.
As always.
3, 2, 1.
As always, we love you. We're thinking about you, and we
Take a
will
cold
see you guys
shower,
tomorrow
eat some
morning at
fruits, get outside,
7:15. I
take a
love you
nice walk,
guys.
do
Spend
something
some time
nice for
outside.
somebody.